Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in. This is James from Bunker 2, and today we have been invited by Macdonald Hotels down to the beautiful setting in Peebles to play Cardrona. We've got some vintage clubs that we're going to put up against our modern day tech, and we're going to measure those yardages and just see how the distances have advanced using our ShotScope Pro L2 and X5 watch as well. Now we're on the beautiful 6th par 5, 513 yards. I have in my hand the TaylorMade One, the original one. Now this is obviously a Pittsburgh Persimmon, 1979. To give you an idea of how old this is, the first Sony Walkman came out in 79, and also Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister then as well. The head is absolutely tiny. I'm actually quite petrified of hitting it. A nice old school steel shaft, which we do not see in our modern day driver. Obviously everything is now graphite. So I'm going to give this a hit, see how far I can go, put it up against my own driver. We'll measure it obviously using the ShotScope Pro L2. For a steel shaft, it's very whippy and the grip is probably dates back to 1979 as well. I'm quite scared I might let go of it. If you just look at it beside the golf ball, it's there's not much margin for error. Oh! Tell you what, I found my new driver. That's gone absolutely nowhere. Oh. Right, let's see how we can go with the Aerojet in comparison. A lot different. Carbon in the driver head, graphite shaft, adjustable weight, adjustable cog, carbon in the sole, AI technology. It's come a long way. And that is right down the middle. The Persimmon driver has gone 230 yards. My Aerojet driver is another 70 yards in front of that. So my Aerojet's gone just over 300 yards. This has only gone 230. It's just mental how far technology has come. And I also hit that out the middle as well. Trying to be fitted into something back then, I probably would have been given something like a fire poker as a shaft into a head like that, just to make sure it was stiff enough. It is incredible the difference in where technology has come so far. Our second out of our 4 vintage clubs today, we have the Sonartec Hybrid. This club became hugely popular in 2004 when Todd Hamilton used this to win the Open. It pretty much changed the game and put hybrids on the map, and are probably one of the best clubs you can have in your bag if you struggle to get the ball in the air with your longer irons. We're on the 8th hole, the guy fishing over there. Hotel looks incredible with obviously the backdrop, but we've got 338 yards. I'm going to hit this off the tee. I'm going to put it up against my 4 iron because they're about the same lofts, and just see what the difference is. Tell you what, it's a little left of where I wanted to, but I actually struck it quite well. I'm not sure if you can hear that sheep in the distance, but that crying is how I feel inside after that shot. That's just a nice little bunt down there. I can smell you. I've ended up in the rough. It's a bit of a stinker, but the one thing I noticed straight away when hitting it was just how easy it is to get up in the air. And that's the whole point of a hybrid. You can see why this club design is really just kind of stood out and become hugely popular. And that's why we have hybrids today. You know, I've hit my 4 iron there, but a hybrid is a replacement for those longer irons, especially if you struggle to get them in the air. This is obviously relatively old now. It still feels amazing coming off the face, but you can definitely see why this is one of the clubs which has revolutionized the game. We're on to our 3rd vintage driver, the Callaway Big Bertha. Now this came out in 91. Unlike anything that was out in the golf market at the time, it's a lot bigger than obviously the persimmon woods that were around at the time, and it really just kind of like changed the shaping of the driver heads as well. Started to get a lot more bigger shafts. Graphite shaft going in, you got the original RCH 90. This is a firm shaft, a nice little bit of whip to it. Now in comparison, what I do notice straight away is the little chevron on the top of the club head is actually what looks to me favors more the toe. It still looks fantastic at address. You know, there's a reason why this style and this head shape dominate the market for a long time. Nice little push draw. Not gonna lie, absolutely nailed that. Cobra. I just hit that out right, but it's gone absolutely miles. Tell you what, that's a pretty big hit. 312 yards off the tee with the Big Bertha. It's a classic head shape. You know, you could see the resemblance obviously all the way through the Callaway range, especially in like the steelhead range as well back in the day, which were phenomenal. It really surprised me how far this actually still goes, and especially with the shaft in it as well. It's still super stable, and you do get that extra little bit of lag in there as well. But fantastic club, and like, for the time it was obviously produced in '91, you can see why it was a favorite among the pros. And the difference between this and the Cobra Aerojet a wee bit further up here, so it just shows you the difference in distance. Still like 25, 30 yards, slightly misstruck as well. So it just shows you how advanced our modern day technology is. But it's just been absolute joy to hit this. It's one of the best holes on the course. We're on the 16th at Cardrona, and we have our last and final club, which is the King Cobra Deep Face. You may know of someone in 1997 who used this to win the Masters, and he goes by the name of Tiger Woods. He's quite good. You can see the difference in groove designs on the face. You've got a completely different pattern. You've got the couple dots and the lines. You've got the indentations on the crown as well. Obviously that was thought to be obviously aerodynamic for shaping. It just looks incredible. You've got steel shaft in here as well. You've got the original King Cobra grip. Hopefully we can do this a bit of justice. Oh, I can just feel it's too, it bounced. It's up there on the left. It's not in a good spot though. Tiger was hitting this. I'm hitting this. The difference in that is just mental. Difference in face, insane. Like it's so much smaller. Let's hit the Aerojet. That was absolutely crunched. I'm not gonna lie, as a professional lawn driver, I should be quite good at hitting driver. However, this I actually found really hard to hit. Obviously, steel shaft, you got the S300U shaft in here. It's got a bit of flex in it. It's still really stable, a bit of weight as well, but it just shows you how good the players were using this equipment. I think with the technology we have right now, with how advanced it is, how much AI tech, carbon obviously in drivers as well, it's come on so far that golf is actually so much easier than what it ever has been. And trying to hit something like that and going backwards is incredibly difficult. The fact that Tiger Woods was able to absolutely dominate with this is, you know, just speaks volumes of how highly skilled and talented he really was at that time as well. But really fun to use. With obviously the Aerojet, I've hit this straight down the middle, and I was actually thinking it was going to be A1 position, and sometimes hitting it further you get punished, and I've just run through the fairway. It's gone about 345, 340. I don't have much left, but unfortunately I've got a plug ball. But it just shows you how far, you know, equipment's come, and you know how much longer, you know, you're able to hit the golf ball as well. So there we have it. We've got the old versus new. Now we can see obviously the TaylorMade one, the Big Bertha, the Sonartec, and the King Cobra Deep Face, obviously, which Tiger used to win the Masters, Todd Hamilton with the Sonartec to win the British Open. But we can see how modern day technology has advanced and how different it is. Obviously we have AI technology now, we have carbon in our drivers, obviously in comparison to these models here. So we have come a huge distance from these iconic clubs in my hand. But I just want to say a big thank you to Macdonald Hotels for hosting us down at Peebles today at Cardrona. It's been absolutely fantastic. The course is in unreal condition, and we've had the best day for it as well. And just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in. Give us a like, give us a sub, and we'll see you next time.